Welcome to The Topic. I'm Todd Duplantis, and you're watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube. Welcome to our audience. This is a show where we highlight Houston Community College, our students, our programs, and our reach into the community. You're watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube. We appreciate that. We're live every Tuesday when HCC is in session at 1 p.m. You can also catch the rebroadcast of our shows on HCC TV. And make sure you follow us in social media. Look for us as Houston Community College District. Today's show, we're talking about our dual credit programs. You know, HCC has programs to fit learners of all ages. We're talking about the dual credit program. We're joined right now by Drs. Samuel West, HCC District P16 Director, and Desmond Lewis, HCC Dean of College Readiness. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Good to see you both.
Good afternoon, Todd. Good to be with you.
First off, I want to ask you, and maybe Sam, you can answer this question. You hear the term P16 all the time. Both of you have it in your titles. Maybe you can tell us exactly what that means.
Yeah, one of the immediate reactions people have whenever they ask my title and I say P16 Director, it's usually followed up with the question, what is P16? So basically, P16 is the education pipeline from pre-K through the bachelor's degree. So at HCC, this is a program that looks at the outreach of our community college into the K through 12 system and into the four-year education system.
And Desmond, I'm going to ask you about the dual credit program because all of us here at HCC know it's a wonderful program. We're very familiar with it. But for viewers out there and thinking, dual credit, what exactly is that?
Dual credit allows for students who are currently in high school to receive college credit and to work towards either, again, attaining college credits with taking college courses and also receive credit towards their graduation and to meet their requirements for high school. HCC partners with several districts, private schools, charter schools throughout the city to ensure that our students are given an opportunity to really get started on their careers.
And Sam, what types of dual credit programs do we have? I know Desmond was just saying that you can take some credits, or can students still also graduate from high school and get an associate's degree as well?
Yes, so we have multiple types of dual credit programs here at HCC. Pretty much anything that dual credit has to offer nationally, we offer. We have our academic programs where students who are at a comprehensive high school are taking academic courses as dual credit. We also have early college high schools. These are students who are taking college credits towards an associate's degree while they're in high school. We have P-Tech programs, which are workforce programs that are towards a workforce pathway as well. And then we also have homeschool students who take dual credit. So we have pretty much everything we have to offer both in academic and workforce setting.
And Desmond, the benefits of the dual credit program, from what I hear, and I know from a personal story with a friend of mine's daughter who was taking dual credit while she was in high school. She graduated with her associate's degree. She wanted to go on, and then she had all these scholarships that were offered to her because she was doing so well. Is that a benefit of the dual credit program? These students get a jump start even if they want to go off to a four-year university?
Definitely. When you start thinking about time on task and ability to move forward and accelerate, it's going to save on college tuition because many of our students, depending upon their district, either go through the dual credit program at a decreased rate or at no cost at all to the student. You have access to college resources, which, as Sam said earlier, allows the student to get a glimpse into what their future aspirations are. And it builds confidence in those students as they're young. And to think about becoming integrated in a global society, you can also begin to take those same credits and transfer it into your four-year institutions and other institutions. So there are so many benefits. And also it helps you socially, just overall.
Sam, when you're talking to parents about the dual credit program, what is their reaction to learning that their child can get through high school, earn some college credits, if not just a high school diploma and an associate's degree?
Yes, there's definitely a very high demand for our programs. One of our goals is that when students complete the 8th grade, they know what dual credit programs are available to them based on the high school they choose to go to. So we like to get the word out early as the 8th grade year, letting students know that whenever they choose to transition into high school, whether that would be an early college high school if they're wanting to go towards an associate's degree or go towards some type of a workforce or certificate program. So the parents are really interested in our programs. And it's, we have our dual credit directors at each of our service areas throughout the college district. We have 5 of them, and our academic success coaches that work directly with students and parents and getting them involved and onto the proper pathway.
Desmond, the courses that the students take, are they the regular courses that regular HCC students would take? They're not tailored for these students in any shape or form, are they?
No. By no means. These are, once you are in the dual credit program, you are treated like every other student. So these students are given the same stellar type of education as all of our students receive. So yes, as you said earlier, there's no special treatment in that way. But of course, they are students who are still in high school, so they have the success coaches. We have those type of supports that through the P16 college directors and through SAM that we're able to extend to those students, given that they are still in high school. But in regard to the instructors and the instruction, it's the same as any other student at our college.
And are they taking the courses, Desmond, with other HCC students on hand as well?
In some cases, they're embedded in courses where there are other HCC students, but for the most part, many of the courses are cohorted where those students at that campus are with their peers, whether they're on their campus with one of our instructors. When I say one of our instructors, an HCC full-time instructor or an adjunct who's been sent out to that campus, or an embedded instructor that works with the district. That model is throughout the entirety of our P16 and dual credit programming, whereas some institutions or some high schools, they have their embedded instructors or a combination of embedded instructors and support that we send. But again, every instructor in each one of these courses must meet the same standards as all of our instructors here at HCC. So they're all the exact same, all superb instructors.
Sam, what are pathways to completion? Tell us about that term and what exactly that means, besides the obvious.
So over the past 5 years, we've made an intentional effort to redesign or revamp and refine our dual credit programming. And so we guarantee that 100% of our students are on a pathway and know what it takes to complete that pathway. So some students may start with us and end up with HCC after they graduate from high school, or some of them may complete that entire pathway while they're still in high school. So it's basically their academic or workforce major. So the courses that they're seeking, knowing whether they're going towards a level 1 certificate, a level 2 certificate, an associate of applied science, an associate of arts, or an associate of science. So these students know, and we work with them along the way and provide a support system for them to let them know when they start with us what their ending point is with us as well. But one of our mottos for dual credit is that we're where your college career begins. So once they finish with us, we encourage them to go on, go to U of H, go to Texas A&M, and move on to a 4-year university, and then into the advanced degree as well. So we look at the stackable degrees that are within a pathway and provide success for students along the way.
Gentlemen, we appreciate you joining us this afternoon. Desmond Lewis and Samuel West, thank you both for being here. When we come back, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll learn about the dual credit programs, one of our partnering districts, Katy ISD. All that and more coming up in the topic. We'll return in about 60 seconds.
Sometimes what you need just shows up. Houston Community College has your back, whether you're knocking out some basics or upping your game for a better job. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
For more than a year, we have kept you informed with more than 500 remote episodes. But now we're back, bigger and better, with more news and more guests. Join us live every weekday at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube, and on HCC TV at noon and 5 p.m. You can watch from anywhere. We go where you go. Welcome back to The Topic. You're watching us live on Facebook and YouTube. We're live every Tuesday at 1 p.m. And you can always catch us on social media under Houston Community College District. And if you missed the live broadcast, well, you can watch us on HCC TV. This afternoon, we're talking about our dual credit programs. And joining us right now are Dr. Zachary Hodges, the president of HCC's Northwest College, and Dr. Joan, Otten, director of Gifted and Talented Advanced Academics at Katy ISD. Good afternoon to you both. Thanks for being here. Dr. Hodges, we'll start with you. The dual credit program in Katy ISD plays in offerings at the Northwest and Katy campus area. Can you tell us what those offerings involve? What type of disciplines? Do they learn trades, or can they earn a certain type of degree?
Well, both, but predominantly it's the academic transfer program. We have a long history of dual credit with Katy ISD, and thanks to Dr. Otten, we're just kind of escalating that and moving that to the next level. So she is such a good partner. We've always had one of the largest programs for dual credit with Katy ISD. They've been a great partner. Of course, they're growing exponentially out there with high schools, and just meeting that demand is a real challenge for us. But we're doing it, and sorry, Lillian Baldwin can't be here today. Lillian is so good. She's our P16 coordinator and is Joan's counterpart.
Dr. Otten, let's talk about the growth of the dual credit program at Katy ISD. Is there a high demand for it? It seems like it's a perfect fit for a lot of students who want to advance their academic career.
There's a huge demand for dual credit in Katy here. We have grown. Next year, we're going to offer 11 more dual credit courses than we offered in previous years. And we're super, super excited about that. And then the following year, we have slated for some more courses that we're going to approve and get through. We have industry-based certification courses that we can do. And as Dr. Howe just said earlier, we have some academic courses that we're super excited about. We're going into junior English. We even have an art history course that we're gonna offer. So we're thrilled. And like you said, there's so many kids that will benefit through the dual credit option. They get lower tuition rates. They can have college credits prior to graduating high school that helps them go beyond and helps encourage them to go through a 4-year college.
Are you finding that most of your students, Dr. Otten, are wanting to take just maybe a few credits to get a head start on maybe a semester at a 4-year university, or are they looking at getting the associate's degree?
We have a combination of all of that. We have some kids who just want to get some of their basics out of the way so they can go on to a university and get their course study, get their interests done and go through that. And then we have some that they're really wanting that associate's degree, and they want to get the degree, and so that they can transfer to another college and not have to worry about anything else, especially because of the money. The money is a huge factor in credit options.
And they're transferable to most universities,
Absolutely.
Correct?
Yes, sir, they are.
Dr. Hodges, what type of dual credit offerings are on the oncoming? Tell us about some of the popular ones we have right now and the ones that we're looking at establishing.
Well, I'll leave that up to Dr. Otten, but I know that we're expanding more into the math and science for the first time. And I've just kind of heard about it, so I haven't heard any details. So I'd really like to pitch that to her to tell us what's on the horizon for next year.
Go ahead, Dr. Otten.
Well, we're looking at some of the business courses. We have some accounting courses that we're looking at, and some professional communications courses that we're really looking into as well. And that one we're going to definitely offer this next year. We have anatomy and physiology that is going to not be offered next year, but the year after that. And that'll help with our nursing courses and our EMT courses, and even our science-based courses for going on to university. We're also looking at teaching profession courses. There are some things that really need to happen at the lower grade levels, and they can get some of these things out of the way. They can even graduate high school and get their teacher's aid certification, so they can move right into teaching right after that. And then there's the other industry-based certifications. But some of the base level courses, some of the core courses that they're going to need, we have government, economics, US history, the ones, the Englishes that everybody else has, in the art history. And we have the college algebra and the trig, which is way beyond me. I can't do that one.
With the cost of going to a four-year university, the cost it could be tremendous when you're going the full 4 years or beyond that. It obviously saves a lot of people money, but sometimes a four-year university isn't for every student. Dr. Otten, are you finding the technical trade certificates are growing in popularity, or what's the popularity of those?
We are finding them growing. They're growing exponentially, not just with HCC, but with our own technical trades units that we have. And that's why we want to expand further with HCC so that we can get some more industry-based certifications. We have kids who want to be mechanics, or they want to be welders, they want to be carpenters, they want to be the engineers, or electrical engineers, that they don't have to have the four-year degree to get to, and they can immediately work when they get out of school. Some kids need that. And honestly, not every kid needs to go to university. Like you said, my two older ones, the university wasn't their thing, but my youngest one, it was. So there's a place for everybody, and dual credit fits into that crack.
Dr. Hodges, let's talk about the faculty and maybe understanding the dynamics of college professors working with 16 and 17-year-olds. Maybe you can tell us a bit about that.
Well, it's always a clash of cultures. Our college professors walking into the high schools, and the bell rings and so forth. That's why I'm so impressed with Dr. Otten and Lily and Baldwin as far as them negotiating that successfully. Katy is doing a great job also, though, of having embedded instructors who teach for us as adjunct faculty, but are embedded in the schools themselves. That's our preferred model. Those people still attend our faculty meetings and are our faculty, but that's really the ideal model. It's a lot of times a culture shock for college folks. We have to be careful who we send into the schools. So that's one of the unique challenges, because it's a different culture.
Dr. Hodges, I know we have, you guys are working on a new campus there. Maybe you can give us a brief update on where we are with the new Katy campus.
I was getting ready to talk about that. I was hoping I could work it in. Yeah, we're finishing our new Katy campus in March, and talking about those students that may not be able to afford going off to school. Our logo is starting Katy, finishing Katy. Do dual credit as much as you can, finish at Houston Community College, transfer to the University of Houston, Katy, get finished, and save all those dollars for graduate school.
A lot of exciting things happening out in Katy with HCC, Katy ISD, and our partnering universities out there. Dr. Otten, we want to thank you for joining us on the show this afternoon. Dr. Hodges, stick around. We're going to talk to you in the next segment, because we're going to be talking about our dual credit programs with another one of our partnering ISDs, the Alief ISD. Stay tuned. The topic returns in 60 seconds.
Sometimes what you need just shows up. Houston Community College has your back, whether you're knocking out some basics or upping your game for a better job. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
Welcome back to The Topic. I'm Todd Duplantis. Thanks for joining us on Facebook Live and YouTube. You can watch the rebroadcast of our show on HCC TV. Make sure you follow us in social media under Houston Community College District. This afternoon, we're talking about our dual credit programs here at HCC. And joining us right now, back on the show, Dr. Zachary Hodges, president of HCC's Northwest College. We're also joined by Brandi Brotherton, the principal of the Alief Early College High School, and Shawn Calvert, Dean of Innovative Academies at Alief ISD. Good afternoon to you all. Dr. Hodges, I'll start again with you. Our offerings at Alief ISD are quite diverse. Maybe you can tell us a bit about that and how they developed.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's not a better school district that's a partner than Alief ISD. You know, our campus is located in that district. It's a high-performing school district with excellent people who are willing to stick their toe in the water on innovation and new kinds of programs. I'm especially proud of the work of Brandi Brotherton at Alief Early College High School. I think the early college high schools are the #1 innovation for public schools in the state of Texas. And I guarantee you, we've got one of the best ones right here on our campus. So Alief is willing to partner on anything we want to do, and we're willing to partner with them on anything they want to do. So it's a great partnership.
Brandi, welcome back to the show again. We've talked about this before, but earlier we were talking about students going through dual credit and getting offered scholarships to partnering universities. You guys, your students were awarded quite a lot in scholarships recently.
We were. Hi, Todd. Yes, so recently we got a call that Tennessee State University was going to come to our campus and present our students with some scholarships. And when they arrived, they presented our students with $8 million in scholarships in one day. And so
wow.
We were very taken aback by that amount, but basically they were able to do that because of the caliber of student that we produce here at Alief Early College High School. So there was a minimum GPA. There was some requirements that Tennessee State had for receiving these scholarships, and any student that was graduating with their associate's degree and a 3.0 or higher received significant amounts of money from Tennessee
wow.
State on that day.
And you also, you know, one of the things I think which helps students in a way is they get a chance to go through what we call cohorts, where they go through certain programs with their classmates. They get to know their classmates, maybe form study groups. You had a cohort with the Associate of Science and Engineering Science, Associate of Science and Engineering Science. They're graduating. Maybe you can tell us about that.
Yes. So this year, we, in partnership with HCC, will graduate our first cohort of students that will receive their associate's degree in science, engineering science. And so those students take some very difficult courses. And all of those credits, also in partnership with HCC and UT Tyler, transfer, and they go right into the engineering program at UT Tyler that's located on the Northwest campus right here in Alief. So they're able to transition seamlessly into that program. Right now, we have about 45 students total, 10 through 12 that are in that ACES program. So it's a pretty significant number.
And just to show you how dedicated your students are, how many of your seniors graduated with associate's degree?
So last year we had the highest number, despite a pandemic, with 86% of our
wow.
seniors graduating with their associate's degree.
That's incredible. Shawn, I want to bring you into the conversation. We've got other programs we offer for students, pharmacy tech, construction. Maybe you can tell us about a few of those.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. As Samuel had spoken about, we are a P-Tech program. So we follow a school within a school model. We're not a freestanding school. We're here at Hastings High School. And we have, currently we have two pathways. We have, like you mentioned, pharmacy tech to become a pharmacy technician and to actually be hired out of high school. And our other pathway is construction technology. So those are our two pathways at this time. We could expand and it could include other pathways in the future, but that's what we offer right now.
Tell us about these programs, because these students are actually getting a certification and going directly into the workforce when they graduate from high school. Is that how it's working?
Correct. So the pharmacy tech program, it offers a number of things. first, it offers the chance for students to become certified as pharmacy techs. They can work in pharmacies while they're in college or right out of high school, which is an excellent opportunity. They also get a number of core credit hours. So they not only do they get the pharmacy certification, but they also are going into college with core complete or sometimes an associate's degree. So it's really, they get those core classes, the transfers, and then the pharmacy tech certification. So they really walk away with a number of benefits. The construction technology pathway is an associate's of applied science. So they are able to get their certification in different levels of certifications, and it's a management degree. So they're training to become managers at sites, different construction sites and whatnot. And they also get the core, some core classes as well.
Dr. Hodges, I know you spend a lot of time in the community meeting with business leaders, but also parents. Are you finding that more students now and parents are more open to having their child maybe not go off to a four-year college, but maybe getting that associates or certifications and going directly into the workforce?
Well, I think that, dual credit now is really embedded into the school district. It's not a new program. It's not a new concept, but it is different than what a lot of parents experienced in, when they were growing up. And everybody thinks in that traditional model that my child can't get college credit in high school, has to go off to a university. We have to spend a lot of money. So I definitely see that concept breaking down and people embracing dual credit as an option. As a significant option for money saving. And as I tell parents, your kid gets 30 hours of credit, let them spend that on a master's degree. Exactly. I also want to give a shout out to our board of trustees for waiving the tuition for these students. It would not be possible if our board was not waiving the tuition for these dual credit students at the early college, high schools. It just couldn't happen. So, I really give our board credit for seeing the importance of this investment in Houston and our students.
Dr. Hodges, we keep hearing, and everyone we've talked to so far, so the dual credit programs are extremely popular. There's a high demand for them. Are there growth opportunities with HCC expanding these as we move into the future?
Well, I certainly think so. I would love to see, we're the linchpin. The community college is the linchpin between the public schools and the university. So I think we'll play an even more important role on both ends. Our partnership with U of H Katy, they'll be using our facility. Our faculty will be teaching some of their junior level classes. So we're in the middle and wide open to any kind of innovative ideas that the districts would bring forward. And let me tell you what they do. Alief ISD is a fast track model for the state of Texas. So just glad to be located near them and part of their success.
Dr. Hodges, Shawn Calvert, and Brandi Brotherton, thank you all for joining us this afternoon on the topic. If you're interested in our dual credit programs, we're going to put a link for some information in our social media post of the show. That wraps up this week's edition of The Topic. I'm Todd Duplantis. We are actually not here next week. We're going to take a break for the holidays. We'll see you in 2022. Have a wonderful holiday season. We'll see you next time on The Topic.
The faculty at HCC represents the best of the city. They're committed to getting our students to their goals. HCC, for everyone, anytime, anyway.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.